What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great morning. Talked to you a little bit earlier about Jake Elliott and his restructuring of his contract. Try to warn you this morning, these moves will be coming this week. So stay strapped in, ladies and gentlemen. These shows are going to keep coming as the moves keep happening. But I see a lot of chaos out there in the universe and a lot of confusion. So here I am to try to save the day. So there's a reason I make these shows. You remember the one I made almost a month ago now, last February, middle of the month, explaining these things that would happen, trying to avoid, what happened last year. Everybody thinks, you make one move, that's the off season's over. This is it. This is the team. You can't draft. No more free agency. It's all over. I don't know where that thinking comes from, but that's where I come in to try to teach people how things work. I've seen all the top content creators, all the experts, very confused about how the salary cap works, all those things. So I'm going to be here for another year doing my best to try to teach people the things that they claim to be experts on. So let's do our best here, ladies and gentlemen. Darius Slay. There obviously is some news going around here, and people are losing their minds, which you can imagine, to my surprise, I could have swore everyone just told me we had the worst defense that ever played. And now all of a sudden people want Darius Slay and CJ Gardner-Johnson and Brad Bear. I thought they wanted to get rid of everyone and this was the worst defense ever, but apparently they're good again. So, but the confusion is to why this move is happening, right? So when we talked about this a month ago, we talked about the fact that people should understand how the salary cap works before going off and explaining how the Eagles will be the worst team in the league and how we can't sign anyone. It would probably really be beneficial if they understood how the salary cap actually worked. So I did my best. You guys remember a month ago, here is the graphic from the show when I talked about the top 10 ways for the Eagles to create salary cap space. I do this every year in hopes that maybe they will watch it. Maybe they will learn how the cap works, so that these instances right now where everyone's losing their mind don't happen. So let's talk about this. So what is going on with Darius Slay? So the report is that he is right now on the trade block. His agent is requesting a trade, this, that. You're hearing it all kinds of different ways. Here's what's actually happening. The Eagles, as I said a month ago, will try to restructure or extend, hopefully extend Darius Slay, let him retire here. And we talked about what those numbers can mean. You just saw them there. But we talked about what those trade numbers look like, right? And you remember at one point, I think it was Derek Gunn or something, said something about that. And I reiterated the fact that, look, that's always a possibility because you can save money. So when you're looking at the places where you can save money, Darius Slay is one of those people that comes up. Now, the money you're going to save, you're going to want to make that trade post June 1st. So if you do that, you're going to save yourself $17.5 million. The same if you were to cut him with a post-June 1st designation. If you remember last year, like we did with Fletcher Cox, did that, but you re-signed him to a completely different deal. Now, that other deal was still taking on dead money, this, that, the other thing. But if you want to keep the player, there are ways to do that. So you see here a $26.1 million cap hit. That's too much. So you want to try to bring that down. We talked about restructuring, sure. Extending, sure. Those are the moves that you can definitely save some space on. But you can save more money by letting him go. And that obviously is with that post-June 1st designation. But what I talked about during that show was the fact that, look, yeah, you can save yourself an extra $4 million, but he's one of the top corners in the game. Now, I know he got dusted in the Super Bowl, had a tough end of the season there. But look, I still think he's one of the top corners, and they're just trying to figure out the financial aspect of it. So the way you do that, especially as an agent, Drew Rosenhaus, you allow your player to test the trade market. So you're going to go out, you're going to see what other teams are willing to be giving to this guy, and you're going to tell the Eagles, look, this team is willing to pay him this. They're willing to restructure to this, extend to this, whatever it may be. And then you tell them, look, you give him this, or we are going to, seek that trade. So I see a lot of it, and a lot of the people that, build their brands and stuff on negativity, they're, living in this moment right now. This is their time to shine. Oh, I knew it. Howie's the worst. It's like, oh, Jesus. But no, this is why I try to warn people a month ago about this stuff happening, just so we didn't have this. But well, here we are with the experts that you guys are all tagging me under their posts. I don't understand this. It's like, yeah, I know you don't, man. It's been pretty clear for the last few years. But there is, talk that Eagles don't have cap space. This, that, the other. Look, I just talked about it earlier with Jake Elliott's restructure. We now have close to $7.5 million in cap space. But again, remember that show from a month ago. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's called 10 Ways to Save Cap Space. And at the end of it, you see here were the top 10 ways. Now, I talked about it in the show. I'm not going to be cutting Trey Sermon, Josiah Scott, maybe not Kayvon Wallace. I'm not cutting Bradley or Driscoll. So those moves, not so much. But again, I had to fill out the 10. The top 3 is what we were focused on, how you could save all of that money, over $25 million with just those 3 moves, and you could add in other guys. Now, Brett Toth has been cut. So you save that extra mil. You saved $2.5 million with Jake Elliott. So it's already begun. So let them continue being confused about the salary cap, and I'll literally break it down into detail how it works. So they can keep saying what we don't have, and I'm literally going to just show them with facts that we do. So we have some money, but remember, you have to sign your rookie draft class. So you're looking at around $8 to $10 million there. Right now, we're not even up to $8 million. But again, remember Lane Johnson and Darius Slay, both capable of creating almost $25 million for the Eagles. So that is the reason I make those shows each offseason, to try to get people in front of it before this chaos ensues and everybody, no one knew, no one knows what's happening. It's like, yeah, but I do. That's why I told you a month ago. But you see the media's got people gripped up real good. But I'm glad to see they like this defense again. That is definitely a positive. But yo, go Birds. My man Travis in the building. Hope you're having a great day. But wanted to tune in here live just in case you guys had any questions about this, because I see the chaos already. And it's like, I literally just talked about this a month ago. What are you talking about? And I'm going to keep doing my best each year to try to get people in front of the horse here. But you know the media, dude. They're going to do their best to get people just completely twisted. So, but if you have any questions, anything you want to know, please feel free. But I just showed you the money you can save with Darius Slay. I showed you here all of the 10 moves I had talked about. You saw earlier today, Jake Elliott. So each of those 10 players has one of these pages. So you're going to see how the Eagles can save money, restructuring, extending, cutting, trading, post June 1st, pre June 1st. All of those things are right there. So anybody who wants to be an expert literally just has to watch the show. I will literally make you an expert in this field. Now, the accounting part, getting to those things, tune in. I will teach you how to do that too, but it's not easy. That's why these people get so gripped up. But it's like, dude, I don't care that the fans don't know how this works. They're fans. I'm talking about the media, the people that are supposed to know how this works, and they're out here telling me, oh, well, I don't know. It's like, bro, you guys should be teaching people a month ago, like I was, how this stuff works. So that way they're ready and they're not losing their minds. So we talked about Tough being cut. We talked about the restructure of Elliott. Then we talked about all those possibilities for Slay. And here we are today talking about those things and pure pandemonium. And apparently no one had any idea that this was coming. Apparently. But they said that Jalen Hurts, couldn't develop last year. That's also something they said. So I have to take everything they say with, really no grains of salt, to be honest with you. But CJ Gardner-Johnson is who you're referring to, I believe. And look, he is one of the top players. I don't think that the Eagles had planned on not trying to re-sign him. I know the media is saying that now. I think they were confused. They think that you're supposed to franchise tag every player. There's a reason the Eagles haven't franchise tagged anyone in 11 years. The money. So you can go check that video out as well. I don't think we're out of the running. I know CJ is going to be one of the top safeties, and that has always been the question, will we pay top dollar? But the franchise tag has nothing to do with that. That would just be spending all of that cap that we need. That would have been one of the dumbest moves ever, would have been franchise tagging him. So again, the media getting people twisted there. If they understood it, it would probably go a long way. Losing their mind, not letting 25-year-old safety. Yeah, look, you want to give him your money, but it's all going to come down to what he's looking for. So I know the media's got everyone twisted, telling them that the Eagles can't re-sign. They've refused to talk, but none of that stuff's happening. Michael Jordan, yeah, man, don't know about that. But, he had a great 12 games with us. I see people saying, he was as great as Brian Dawkins here. He's the greatest safety of all. I am not going to go that far. Yikes. He played 12 games here. Did great. We talked about being the top safety in the game. And I remember everybody telling me he couldn't play safety when I broke that down. He can. And I know everybody hated this defense, but I'll be real with you. I thought it was one of the most fantastic defenses I've ever seen. And I think Desai's going to bring a lot of that same flavor to this defense. And obviously his own, which is going to get me excited. So I think CJ would be a perfect fit, man. You'll be letting go of like Mike. Yeah, I don't know all about that, but who are some of the free agents the Eagles go for? Go check out those videos on all the free agents. We got the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. I will be posting the offensive line later today, and then the defense gets started this weekend. So hope you're all enjoying that free agency show, taking a look at all of the free agents, the top 10 targets for me and the Eagles, and then the Eagles' current situation at each position. Yeah, the Eagles want to do those things. Yes. Trust how. Yes, you guys should for sure. After last year, you would think people would definitely start trying to learn a little bit about this stuff before just following what the media tells them, because we all remember how embarrassing last year was. Hurts couldn't develop, didn't know what a multiple scheme defense was, what a Sam linebacker was. Fire Howie, fire Nick. I mean, I remember last year pretty vividly, and now I see those people giving their expertise, and I apologize if I can't take anything they say seriously, but I really think they should just learn something first, and then it would go a long way, right? So let them keep trying to be negative toward our Eagles, and let us enjoy this offseason, right? This is Howie season. We have all, I know you guys in these parts, we're all sitting pretty. We're all chilling, trying to wait for this, and I have set you guys up. You know these moves are coming. You are all sitting pretty with me, not overreacting like these people out there, but you see it. They're already out there. The Eagles can't sign CJ. They won't give extension to Hurts. Oh, it's like, dude, you, again, don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know how people follow that stuff, but more power to those people, man. Yeah, man, it was bad. I remember all the slander for Sirianni, Gannon, Roseman, Hurts. It was more than embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. People should take the $8 they're spending for blue check marks and buy a football guide for dummies. That would be much more beneficial than acting like they know what they talk about, because this move here, been a month now that we talked about this, and even a month before that, and the month before that, we talk about these things. I get you guys prepared for this, and I know a lot of people don't like to talk football. I know it's the preference is hot takes and stupid shit that's never going to happen. I totally get that, and people, oh, you got to conform to that. No, I don't. I have to keep doing what I do because I can. I will not start doing the hot take shit and just making stuff up so that you guys will click and like this stuff. I don't care if you don't agree at the moment. You will within weeks, and you will be repeating what I say. It's a scrub and repeat every year, man. I don't care if you're mad at me for a week. I can't wait for those moments where you have to repeat everything that's right here where we are with Darius. It's like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Those people that want to bring all the negativity, it's fine, man. I understand whatever's going on, but that's why I extend my hand. I'm here to help, man. You need a friend, you need whatever, you want to learn about stuff. I'm literally the nicest person in the world until you cross me. And it's like, bro, all I'm doing is trying to help people learn. It's truly weird. I'm not going to lie to you. We have the highest dead cap. So no, we're not. I see people just trying to learn about dead cap, not sure how they didn't know about that before. Yeah, we have dead cap. We always have. It's all explained throughout the all-season videos. But yeah, man, I'm going to keep trying to help people get on board with this stuff so we don't have to deal with all of the negativity. Sounds like extension is going to get sued. Yes, they will be doing his extension. They are going to give him extension. Not getting rid. Yeah, I know a lot of people that didn't like Gannon, that wanted to fire Howie, said Hurts could develop, are now saying we're trading for Jalen Ramsey. We got to cut Hurts. We got to draft this. Bro, again, take everything those people say, and don't take it with a grain of salt. Pick that shit up and throw it right out the window, bro, because they really don't have a strong grasp of what's going on here. Nice for them to keep CJ. Yes, man. This guy agrees with me. I was a fan of this defense. I know a lot of the people hated this defense. I loved Hargrave. I thought CJ had a fantastic season. I liked Slay and Bradbury. That's not to piss anybody off, but for me, man, I would like to have these players back. Now it comes down to the money. So look, they have to get with their agents, get with Howie, and everybody's got to sit down and figure it out. Do they want to win a Super Bowl? Are they getting paid well enough to feel comfortable enough? Maybe taking a little bit of a cut, this, that, the other thing, whatever it may be. Look, but I think, BG, we talked about it during the Stay or Go show. Bring him back, bring a lot of guys back. So, yeah, I've heard some really, really horrible things, but hey, that's just kind of how it goes out there. Yeah, I think we all hope that, but look, it's going to come down to the money, man. Bob Sanders. No shit. That's a name I haven't heard in a minute. That injury really, that was a bummer for him. But I used to like Bob Sanders. I think he was really overshadowed with the fact that Doc and Ed Reed were playing at the time. But he was a stud. He really was a stud. And I think CJ Gardner-Johnson, he brings a lot of that, versatility to the table. I think this guy's one of the best. You remember when we signed him and I was getting a lot of hate for saying this guy was going to be a top safety. He can't play safety. He never did. And it's like, well, you need to understand the position before you say that, because it's the versatility in the multiple schemes we had that made him a perfect fit. Now, Sean Desai is going to do almost the same thing. I know that upsets a lot of people, but breaking records and being number one in a lot of the most important categories is actually a good thing, regardless of what people are saying. So we want to try to build on that. So that's the boat I'm in. But moves are going to be made, man, to try to get back to that place. So we're going to have to, watch people go. It's just part of the game, but you are going to be bringing some of these guys back, and we will be drafting, we will be signing free agents. And that free agency show, it is the, all of the position by position we do each year. It's already begun. I went through most of the offense. The offensive line will be dropped later today. But then the defense, and I know there are a lot of, there's so much going into this. If you guys haven't caught that show, it's a full list of each free agent. And I'm talking unrestricted, restricted, exclusive rights. And then it's a look at the Eagles' situation at that position and then the top targets for that position. So, I mean, more content than you could ever ask for free agency. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the draft, position by position, who the Eagles should be interested in, just like we did last year. Break it down why we should sign Reddick and White and get Bradbury and trade for CJ Gardner-Johnson, trade for AJ Brown. And then all those things happen. So I hope you guys, for those of you who like content like that, I hope you're enjoying that stuff so far. And look, I try to touch on the hot takes and do stuff as much as I can, but I cannot build this on talking about shit that's just not real. So I apologize to anybody who comes here for that kind of stuff, but I just try to stick to the facts. People are going crazy indeed. They will take anything they can with a, and they will run with it just to get that negativity spread. You know how it is out there, man, and it's pretty embarrassing. Freaking out, got clowns like the Falcons fan. Yeah, man, there's just people that. And it's look, man, if you're a fan, be a fan. I don't care. I'm not here to judge you. I don't care if you don't know. Like, that's what I'm here for, to try to help everybody understand. I obviously am a little obsessed with this stuff. So I'm here to help. We're a brotherhood. We're a sisterhood, familyhood, whatever the hell you are. And I don't want to offend anybody by saying that. Just saying, we're all here in this. You're my brethren here, and we are family. And I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe if it's the disease, maybe me beating death that offends them. But I don't ever ask for anything. I don't ask for handouts. I don't want anything but to talk about birds. And people get pissed about that. And it's like, I'm literally breaking it down for you. I don't ever bring anything but facts. And it's like, look, man, if it upsets you that I've got a disease and I don't let it break me, I apologize, man. Work on that. I'm here to help. I say it at the end of every show. Reach out if you need. That's what I'm here for. But look, man, it is what it is. Call yourself the cap guy, Jimmy X. Well, you guys can call me whatever you want. And I've heard some pretty hilarious things already today. Cap Guru, the Cap Wizard. Yeah, look, I'm not in any way, shape, or form. Well, maybe compared to the experts. But look, I'm just out here doing accounting, man. It's math. And look, I know people hate it, but that's my niche. I know how to do it. I know how to break things down. I know what a defense is. I know what quarterback development is. I just try to look at what everybody else isn't doing. Like when I was trying to get everyone on board with Hurts season, you remember, trade him for Jimmy G, trade him for Russ Wilson, trade him for Deshaun. I sat right here, stood in the fire, and I will continue doing so. I do not care if they agree with me. If they're disagreeing with me, it's usually a good thing. Just throwing that out there. But I'm not an expert, man, until I get that job as an expert. But if I am dusting all of the expert, that does kind of make you think, maybe I am. I don't know, but hey, you said it, and I appreciate you, my man. Restructure Slay, yes, he watched the show. You guys know how I feel. I think there are ways to, be just fine, and everybody's going to keep freaking out. Look, and we talked about this. If you feel you want to try to save a few mil instead of having your cornerback one, then you make that post-June 1st trade. But that's going to be up to him if he doesn't feel comfortable with that extension. But I think he will be. I think he wants to retire an Eagle, so you will be fine. But opening up that money with an extension is the smartest move for the Eagles to make. And as much as he got burnt, gave up that wide open touchdown in the Super Bowl. And I know a lot of people thought, Jonathan Gannon put his uniform on and it was him, but hey, it is what it is. But I still think he's one of the top players. So I love the dude. Big fan of him. And hey, yeah, I got nothing but passion. I was on my deathbed and dude telling him to get the F out of my room. I'm trying to watch my birds. I mean, I'm a psycho about my Eagles. That's how I am. That's why I don't let people slander them. I will slander them. We will slander them together. I don't let outside drifters try to come here and speak misinformation. It's like, no, dude, we live in the world of misinformation. I refuse to play part in that. No way. I think he goes back to, hey, he could go a lot of places, but I think he'll be back here. Big play since when? Don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about what we're talking about right now? It's right now. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my opinion on the fact of the matter. And I think, when I talked about this a month ago, it was in hopes that the chaos wouldn't ensue after this news came out. But, well, here we are. So if you're seeing anybody, I know a lot of you guys have been tagging me already today. A lot of the experts that don't know how the cap works, don't understand what's going on with this talk with Slay, feel free to tag me. I've got lots of graphics that, simplify things for them. Try to get them on the page. So when they're, talking to the hundreds of thousands of people that are relying on them for information, hopefully they start knowing what they're talking about. That is the goal here. So feel free to tag, retweet, whatever you guys are doing. I can't thank you enough. Seriously, that helps me. And it also helps all of us to get rid of all of that misinformation. It's just beneficial to us. It really is, because I know for me, it's tough having to see that every season when people, it's just like, bro, if you knew what you're talking about, it could go a long way. Oh, of course. Hey, thank you. And never forget this, ladies and gentlemen. It is always fuck Dallas. I just wanted to reiterate that there in Real MVP. You are correct. We never want to forget that. Didn't know Big Play Slay. Who didn't know Big Play Slay? Who are you talking about here, Big Chris? Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. If you guys don't know who Big Play Slay is, you might want to keep tuning in. And again, I know a lot of people are confused about this stuff, but there's a reason. That's why we talked about it a month ago. How he addressed the media about how it's all up to Hurts regarding his contract, whether Hurts wants to less. No, he's not going to take less money. He's going to get paid. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He deserves that. But I think people forget that we have Howie Roseman, and they don't understand how these contracts work. So you prorate that money, you spread it out. He doesn't have a huge cap hit the first year. We'll be just fine. Everybody thinks you're signing him for 45, 50 million, and that's the cap hit. That is not how it works. So that's why I try breaking it down. Look, man, I'm doing my best, Kayvon, but it's wild out here. I do my best just to try to make everyone informed. You get people offended that I know what I'm talking about. And look, I am not here to upset anyone. Look, if you feel a different way, that's great. If you think that, these experts know what they're talking about and you follow everything they say, great, man. Tell me how that's worked out for you the 5 years I've been doing this, because I take people to the woodshed that follow them. So follow along all you need, but I'm here to tell you, your leader stands right here, man. And I'm doing my best to get out all that information before the chaos is. I knew it. The Eagles are the worst. It's like, bro, do you know how awesome it would be just to be able to talk about the Eagles? Like literally just talk about the birds, talk about this money. And it's like, bro, shoot me in the face. Now, F the West Coast. Yeah, man. They were literally, I remember making a post like, hey, no offense to Cowboys fans, but the 49ers fans may be the whiniest fans I have ever seen. Now, Chiefs fans are getting up there. The Giants, we always know they're weak, but the Niners fans, bro, I have never seen a weaker bunch, and you could smell the fear before that game even started. So I love to see the NFL already in tears about this kind of stuff. That's good. They know what's coming. Eagles will be right back. You might be right. You think we do Cox deal Slay where he's released? That's what I just mentioned earlier in the video. So yes, just saw BG is staying in Philly. Let's go. So what we talked about, man. Let's ride. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to get rolling out here. This 10-minute video moved a little long, but I will get the rest of the news. As I said, a lot of these moves are going to be made. We're going to be resigning people, restructuring. So stay tuned. Every move that is made, I will be live here with you, dropping that information. So if you have any questions about the cap, you have whatever's on your mind, please feel free to leave it down below, whether you're watching this live later. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great day. I'll talk to you soon, real soon, and it sounds like with Brandon Graham. But stay safe out there. If you need me, again, reach out. But until next time, stay safe. Say it with me now, guys. Come on now. I need it. I need that. Go Birds!